Welcome back to Shipcore. If you have ever looked at pattern printing problems and thought, how can I supposed to solve this? So don't worry, you are not alone. Most beginners try to memorize pattern programs, but that's the wrong approach. In this episode, I won't teach you 10 different programs. Instead, I will teach you one way of thinking that helps you solve almost every beginner pattern on your own. By the end of this video, you will understand how to analyze any pattern, identify the logic behind it, and convert that logic into code. So let's stop memorizing patterns and start understanding them. So, master nested loops. Complete C++ course in which you can see this is a kind of a pattern. This is also a kind of pattern. This is also a kind of pattern. And there are a lot more patterns than these. So, why learn pattern printing? The answer is pattern printing is much more than printing stars on the screen. It helps you develop logical thinking, master nested loops, improve problem solving skills, prepare for coding interviews, build confidence before learning arrays and matrices. Companies don't test stars, they test your ability to think logically. So what is a pattern? A pattern is a structured arrangement of characters, numbers or symbols printed using loops. Example includes square pattern, triangle pattern, inverted triangle, number pattern, alphabet pattern, pyramid pattern, and so on. See, this is a square pattern, this one. This is a triangle pattern. This is a number pattern. So, before writing code, ask yourself, what changes in each row? I think you can think about that. So, I hope you have understand and thought that what changes in each row. So, coming next, understanding rows. Rows determine how many times the outer loop executes. Every new line printed on the screen represents a new row. Let's say if this is a matrix of 3 by 3, as we all know, this is the way row works. This is row 1, this is 2, and this is 3. Understand? So when we say the outer loop executes and it forms for the row, which means if we have two for loops, another for loop, so firstly the first loop which starts from here and ends here is what decides for a row. Let's say if we say int I is equal to 1, I is equal to 3, I plus plus. This simply means I goes from 1, 2 and 3. So this is first, this is second, this is third. So it goes for the value in these rows. So, and if we say int j is equal to 1, 3 and j plus plus, so it goes to columns. Understand? So if I is 1 and j is 1, it means this is the value of 1 1. Let me explain you again in the next slide also. You will understand it more better. See here in the right side you can see row 1 is 4, 2 is 4. So in these, the particular thing will help us to determine through the values of columns. So the outer loop of row is determined through rows. So you have to count the rows first before writing any code. Coming to columns, let's say firstly we went through these 4 rows. Now we will come to columns. We have understood if this is a pattern, then these are 4 columns. So whenever I want to go to this value, I will simply go and take value of row as 1 and column as 1. Here the value of row is 1, but the column is second. Here is row is 1 and 3, and here the row is 1 and column is 4. Simply below there is row second, column 4. Below it is row third and column fourth, and below this also row fourth and column fourth also. So it goes from 1 to 1, 1 for x and 1 for y. You can understand for initial one is for row and the after one is for column. So 1 1 to 4 4. So step 1 is to count the rows, step 2 is to count the columns, and step 3 is to write the loops. Columns represent the number of characters printed in each row. The inner loop controls how many characters are printed before moving to the next line. So the inner loop controls the column. So let's understand nested loops. Nested loops are simply loops inside loop. Imagine a classroom with 4 rows of benches, each with 5 students. The teacher greets every student row by row. Go to row 1 and greet every student. Move to row 2 and greet every student. Continue until each row is completed. Simply the outer loop when starts, it goes to row 1, meets all the columns. Then it goes to row 2, meets all the columns. Then goes to row 3, and till now here it goes to row n, and after it goes through all the columns of the row last, the program ends. Important facts are: outer loop controls the rows, inner loops control the columns. Inner loop completes all its work before outer loop moves to next one. I hope you have understood. Nested loops are simply a loop inside another loop. Once you understand this, every beginner program becomes much easier. So, how nested loops actually execute? The computer always completes one entire row before moving to the next row. As I explained you, the row 1 when works, its inner loops continues. All of the work inside it works. First print, second print, third print, fourth print. So it prints all the value of that row. Then inner loop ends. Then it moves to next line. And then outer loops continues. Then becomes row 2. And repeat the same process until we meet all the last value of the row and column. So the inner loop always finishes completely before the outer loop moves to the next row. Important thing to notice: understanding the executing order is the key to mastering nested loop. The universal pattern solving formula, very important. Almost every beginner pattern follows the same thinking process. Instead of memorizing different programs, learn one universal approach. Stop memorizing, start observing. Observe the pattern, count total rows, count total columns, find what changes, identify relationship, write the outer loop first, then write the inner loop first, and then print the character, and that's where you are done. Step 1, observe the pattern carefully, writing any code. Step 2, count total rows. Rows determine the outer loop. Step 3, count characters per row and columns that determine the inner loops. Identify the relationship. Are columns constant? Are they increasing or decreasing? Do they depend on the row number? Only after understanding the logic, begin writing code. So patterns are solved through observation, not memorization. Spend more time understanding than coding specifically for this. Common types of pattern printing problems. Recognize these patterns before you solve it. It will be much easier to you to understand. Let's say this is a square pattern. It prints 4 in the row, 4 in the column, very easy. Observation here is rows are constant, columns are constant. So these beginner patterns are the questions that belong to a few common categories. You should identify these categories and solving becomes easier. So this is a right triangle. In these rows increase and columns increase. This is a important observation. This is an inverted triangle. In these rows increase but the column decreases. Understood? This is the same loop logic, only value changes. As before it was star, here it is numbers. And same the alphabetic pattern also same use, just the value changes, only char changes and the same structure is used. So every complex pattern uses the same for concept, rows, columns, nested loops and observation. Coming up next are fluids, triangle, hollow rectangle, pyramid, inverted pyramid, diamond, pattern. One thing I would like to say that master the logic once and you will solve hundreds of problems and hundreds of patterns printing questions with confidence. So let's try square pattern logic. Firstly, I will understand it. I will make you explain it and then we will go to VS Code and try to run this code. The simplest pattern to understand. The square pattern is the foundation of almost every pattern printing question. Before solving complex patterns, understand why a square pattern works. What's the observation here? Rows are 4, columns are 4. Every row prints exactly 4 stars. Every row follows the same structure and nothing changes from one row to another. Logic breakdown is outer loop prints each row and inner loops prints all star in one row. So rows works 4 times, each row prints 4 stars and moves to next line. Repeat until that's completed. Golden observation here is nothing changes, rows remain constant, columns remain constant. Whenever both rows and column remain constant, you are dealing with a square pattern. You should understand this. So now that we have understood it, let's move to VS Code and try solving this question. And you see it looks difficult but it will be very easy for you. I will say hashtag IOStream using namespace standard int main and return 0 also below. So let's say I will say int rows int columns. I will say user. Actually the thing is I will directly say a single number because there will be the same number of rows and columns. I can do this way also, but I will take a single one. I will take num. I will say user to enter the number of rows slash columns and I will take it as input in num. So firstly I will say for int I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. So let's say if the loop, the value of it will be num. So if num is 4, then I will go to 0, 1, 2 and 3. So it iterates 4 times only. So inside for that each iteration of those 4, this loop in which I am taking j value will work every iteration, and it will work that much times in a single iteration of I, the times the loops execute and finishes. Firstly inside a loop finishes, and then the next iteration works. So I will say int j is equal to also j less than num and j plus plus. So for whenever this works, we will simply use multiply here. I believe that this is enough for me, but just to make the presentation more better and more worthy, I will use cout and l here also. So what this does is that whenever the all the rows of the insider loop ends, it ends and the next printout will come, next print will come in the next line. So let me run the code. If I say the number of rows and column will be 4, see it showed a 4 by 4 matrix containing stars. If you wanna see, it can work to any extent of numbers. Let's say I wrote 10. So you can see here is 10 rows and 10 columns. You can check and you can count also. So I hope you have understood this. I will make you sure that you understand every part of it. For now, if even some part is not understood, let's keep that with us and continue forward so that much more is understood it by us. So this question, right triangle pattern logic. So right triangle pattern logic. So understanding increasing patterns. This is a right triangle. So obviously we know that the first row has a single star, then the second has 2, the third has 3. In the same way, the fourth will have 4, and it can keep on that like that. So unlike the square pattern, something changes after every row. You can observe the following carefully. When row is 1, the star is 1. When row is second, the star are 2. When row is third, then star are 3. And when row is fourth, then star are 4. The key observation here is that each new row prints exactly one more star than the previous row. That's an important thing to understand. Golden formula like stars printed is equal to current row number. The row number simply converts to stars printed. For first row, second row, third row, fourth row, 1, 2, 3, 4 stars, and that's a very important thing to note. The number of rows increases normally, and the number of columns also increases with each row. So whenever column increases with the row number, think of an increasing triangle pattern. So I hope you have understood the question. Let's move to coding. So here in the VS Code, yes, hashtag include iostream using namespace standard. Below it int main and return 0. So let's say I will directly start with the for loop only. No other than initialization. I will initialize the variable inside it. Let's say I will say int row is equal to 1. It's w here. Yes. Now row less than equal to 5, let's take, and row plus plus. Simple, simple, very simple. The main loop here, understand the thing. Here int I will say int column as call here, int call is equal to 1, and it ends with call less than equal to row here. Understand the thing, very important. And call plus plus. Here I will say simply cout star. I hope you understood this. And after this, after the end of internal loop, we will also cout end of line. Very important, very important. So when I run the code, you can see here is a right angle triangle for a series of 5. Simply if I make this row as 10, understand? Now I will run the code and now it gives a right angle triangle up to 10. I hope you understood it. Now let me comment it out. I hope you have understood this question also. A very amazing pattern painting. Let's move on to our presentation now. Here the next question is inverting triangle pattern logic. Understand decreasing patterns. Now let's reverse the previous idea. So here it's the same, the reverse pattern, and in this reversed pattern you can see that rows is 1, stars are 4. When rows are 2, stars are 3. When rows are 3, stars are 2, and when rows are 4, stars are 1. And the key observation here is every new row prints one fewer star than the previous one. So stars decrease by 1 after each row. Visual relationship, if you understand, rows increase and stars decrease. Understand it. The comparison here of right triangle and inverted triangle is that in right triangle column increases and in inverted column decreases. So when rows move forward but columns move backward, you get an inverted triangle. So coming to VS Code, let's code out this question also. Hashtag include, one second, let me check. Yes, hashtag include iostream using namespace standard. Here int main return 0 below this. So I will directly go to the loop here, no other than it in initialization. I will say int row is equal to 1 when row is less than equal to 5 and row increases row plus plus. Below it another for loop having int column equal to 1 column less than equal to 6 and column plus plus. So in this also I believe we have done it. I will just below it add count cout star, and the important thing, after the internal loop we have to add cout and l, otherwise the printing pattern will not form. The printing pattern will not form. So when I run this code, it gives directly a 6 by 6 rectangle. Let me explain you why. Here in the inverted triangle question, rows is 1, rows are less than equal to 5 and rows is plus plus. Int column is 1, column is less than equal to 6, and when I add 6 minus row here, and now you see the magic there. Yes, see that magic? You saw that magic. And now we got the inverted triangle. Very nicely explained. The rows number is decreased from that, and that's how we do it. That's how we do it. It's very correct, very nice. I hope you have understand it. Let me comment it out. And now coming back to our presentation, the next thing we are having here is changing the printed character. So changing the printed character, the logic stays the same. Most patterns use exactly the same nested loop structure, only the printed character changes. Either if it is stars, or it is numbers, or it is alphabets, or they are symbols. Notice that number of rows remain the same and number of columns also remains the same. Nested loop structure also remains the same here. Only the value printed inside the cout changes. If you understand this thing, you can master this very nicely. Golden rule: change the printed value, not the loop logic. Before changing your loops, ask yourself, do I really need different loops, or do I only need to print something different? A good programmer don't write and rewrite logic. They just reuse it, the logic they have before. Sometimes rewriting the logic destroys the already made it logic. So let me show you this numbers question in VS Code. So coming to your VS Code screen here, let me try it and show it to you. So coming to our VS Code screen, firstly let me write the boiler code. Hashtag include IOStream using namespace standard int main return 0. So here I have to write just the value changes. Understand? I will directly take for loop. Inside it I will say int row equals to 1, row less than equal to 4, row plus plus. Beside this, inside this I will write another loop, for loop int column is equal to 1, column less than equal to 4, column plus plus. And inside this column plus plus, the main thing is here. Here I will write cout row because the value of row goes from 1 to 4. 1 to 4. For when the value of row is 1, then the iteration goes 4 times printing the value of row which is 1. So 1 is correctly printed 4 times, and after that when I write here cout end of line, this simply means that the line ends when one iteration ends. So the next iteration will continue in the next line. So now when I run this code, you can see simply it gives that same number array. Simply the values changes, but the logic is 100% same. It's the same logic applied there. So I hope you understood this. Coming back to our presentation. Similarly, you can do for these two also, and if you can't do, just tell me in the comment. I will explain them in the further episodes also. So the pattern observation technique. Learn to think before you code. The biggest mistake beginners make is opening VS Code immediately. Professional programmers first observe the pattern, identify its logic before writing a single line of code. Very important, every pattern has a hidden rule. Your job is to discover it. Let me tell you the framework of it. Firstly, look at the pattern. Count the rows, count the columns. Observe what changes the main matter and find the relationship. And after that, start coding. The checklist is here provided to you. How many rows are there? How many columns are printed in each row? Are columns increasing? Are column decreasing? Is the printed character changing, or does the current row affect the output? Observation is more important than coding. Spend 1 minute understanding the pattern. It can save 10 minutes of debugging. Very important for you. Coming the 4 questions you must always ask. Before writing code, ask yourself these 4 simple questions. How many rows are there? The total number of rows determine how many times the outer loop executes. Question 2. How many columns are printed? The inner loop decides how many characters are printed in each row. Third, what changes after every row? Observe whether stars, numbers, or spaces increases, decreases, or remain constant. The last question is what stays the same. Identifying constant value makes writing the loops much easier. If you can answer these 4 questions, you already know most of the solution. So good programmer ask better questions before writing better code. Common mistakes beginner make. So common mistakes beginner makes. Avoid these errors while solving patterns. Confusing rows with columns. Wrong loop condition. Forgetting a new line. Wrong increment or decrement, or memorizing instead of understanding. Many beginners accidentally use the outer loop for columns and inner loop for rows. Using incorrect loop limits results in extra or missing characters. Without moving to the next line after each row, the entire patterns appear on one line. Wrong increment or decrement. Using I++ instead of I-, or vice versa produces incorrect pattern or infinite loops. Every new pattern looks different, but the underlying logic is usually the same. Understanding the logic, don't memorize the code. The compiler finds syntax errors. Only you can find logical errors. Very important line and very nice line. The ShiftCode problem solving framework. A step-by-step process for every pattern. Observe the pattern, count the rows, count the columns, find what changes, write the logic, convert logic into loops, dry run the program, and run and verify the output. Programming isn't about remembering code. It's about understanding patterns and building logic. If you follow these 8 steps every time, you will solve most beginner pattern printing questions without memorizing solutions. So think first, plan second, code third, and test last. Let's test your observation skills. So let's test your observation skills. Can you find the logic before writing the code? A good programmer doesn't immediately start coding. They first observe the pattern carefully and identify its hidden logic. Challenge pattern 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Question to you is, how many rows are there? First question. Think it. Take your time. I am waiting, and tell me. So I hope you have thought it, that how many rows are there. The answer of it is 1 2 3 4. 4 rows are there. How many columns are printed in each row? Each row there are 4 columns also. What changes from one row to another? When, let's say, this is the first row and this is second row, what changes is that first value of each row is 1, next is second, next is third, next is fourth. But then the next row, there it's again start from first. So it is same thing going on for each row. Understand? And what remains constant? The number of columns are same, the number of rows are same, and they are constant, and the values are also constant. So can this pattern be solved using nested loop? And the answer is yes. So don't think about the code, think about the logic first. I hope you have tried these questions yourself before continuing. So let me show you this code also in our VS Code for better understanding. So let me write the boilerplate. Hashtag include IOStream using namespace standard int main and return 0 also below. So I hope you can understand this thing only. This is the thing you do in every question. This is at least understandable by everyone. So now let me say for int row is equal to 1, row is equal to 4, row plus plus. Now I will take another loop where I will take 4, one second, where I will say columns, and I will do same for it. Int column is equal to 1, column equal to 4, column plus plus. So I will now, this time the thing is, I will simply see out column. This was the logic here. In each iteration, the value of column goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the column goes every time and makes the same. And when I write handle here, now the code of this pattern problem is done. So the thing here is that here will be row less than equal to 4 and column also less than equal to 4. So one second. Now when I run this code, you can see our expected matrix is printed. You can understand. Before was infinite loop because I didn't use less than. That's a mistake you should cover, and this was covered specifically for you. Now it gives 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on, and the matrix is printed correctly. So coming back to our presentation, a sneak peek at advanced patterns. What you will be able to build next. The concept you have learned today form the foundation for much more advanced pattern printing questions. Whether it's a pyramid, it's a hollow rectangle, it's a float triangle, or it's a diamond. You can see how these are patterns. Very complex. These patterns may look difficult today, but once you master rows, column, nested loops, you will realize they all follow the same logical approach. So every advanced pattern is simply a combination of basic concepts. Complex patterns are just simple patterns combined together. Many of these questions and some more questions will be done in the next episode, forming the basic foundation and advanced questions of pattern printing in the next episodes also. Some things to remember while solving any pattern. Golden rules every programmer should follow. Whenever you solve a pattern printing question, keep these important points in mind. Observe the complete pattern before writing code. Count the total number of rows. Count the number of columns in every row. Identify what changes after row. Identify what remains constant. Identify what remains constant. Try run the first 2 or 3 rows on paper. Focus on understanding the logic instead of memorizing programs. Test your program with different inputs to verify your solution. Golden rule to use: observe, think, find the logic, write the code, test the output. The best programmers don't write code faster. They understand the problem better. I hope you have understood everything for these coding questions and pattern questions, which are very important for you. So, episode summary. We have learned pattern printing is why pattern printing improves logical thinking, understanding rows, columns, nested loop, how nested loop execute, the universal pattern solving formula, square pattern logic, right triangle logic, inverted triangle logic, why changing the character doesn't change the loop, the shift code problem solving framework, common mistakes to avoid, and golden rules for solving patterns. Final takeaway for you is, if you can identify the rows and column, you can solve most beginner pattern printing questions with confidence. Next, our pattern printing practice lab. We will solve 10 real practice printing questions using everything you have learned. Keep observing, keep practicing, keep building logic, because great programmers are made through consistent practice. And at the end, I would like to say that this is the foundation of pattern printing. Remember, every pattern, whether it's a square, triangle, pyramid, or something more advanced, it's built using the same core ideas. rows, columns, nested loops, and careful observations. If you understand the logic, you won't need to memorize dozens of programs. In the next episode, we are going to apply everything you have learned today by solving 10 real pattern printing problems step by step in VS Code. If you enjoy this lesson, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Shipcore, and share it with someone who's learning C++. Until next time, keep coding, keep thinking, and remember, master the core, build the future. Signing off, Shivcore.